Yo, Manish on the beat, shebang. All of my ops, they dead. Why do they gas me up? Where does it go? My head. How much I got? A lot. Don't leave again, I won't.
Welcome to another vlog, everyone. Welcome back. Currently packing at the moment because we're going into Hong Kong and we're obviously starting this 50k challenge. This episode I'm actually going to be breaking down the episode, like the challenges I'm buying, because I actually need to buy them all right now. I think I've got 3 and I've got 3 more to buy. So this was episode 1. There's obviously the approach to the challenge. The 50k challenge is more than enough and the mindset towards it. I've just finished filming up some more like resources for the guys who want to kind of get free resources. But right now, this is Dubai. Just super gloomy, but beautiful. So I'm waiting for dinner at the moment. I ordered PF Chang's, donut and Deku say hi. We're also packing because we're moving as well. We're moving house and it feels really weird to vlog again, so I'm going to try and bring my best energy whilst I do, and also speaking in front of the camera. But as an overall, I hate flying because I just feel like there's always so much that I'm missing, or I feel like something I'm missing. So it always gives me so much anxiety to fly because I feel like I haven't tidied everything up, but realistically nothing's going to happen. It's just like self-inflicted, but I think it's because a million miles an hour, you don't want to leave, and attachment, focus. So right now, going to pack, and after I pack, I will, when I get to Hong Kong, I will break down the challenges that I'm doing with you guys, and I'll try my best to get some B-rolls off of the travel as an overall.
What they say now?
Welcome back to another vlog, guys, and this is the 50k challenge. And in this 50k challenge, I'm literally doing a 50k prop firm challenge from scratch and to the end to show you guys how it works. And this week, I've literally written it down here, is on our first week or 7 days, we are currently up $1,725 on one account, and we are minus $600 and something dollars, $649 on another account. We have 6 account in totals, 4 are not traded, 2 are traded, although the other 4 I have to trade them for activity reminders. And in this video, I'm going to break down how our first week went. But before I do that, I wanted to also quickly mention is don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Our YouTube channel is, we've got the vlogs channel, which we're going to be uploading a lot more like of trading and prop firm and day in the life of a trader. But alongside with this, this will be on the main channel where our funded prop traders is like all prop firm reviews and all that stuff is going to go onto that. Because I find that like on our main channel, it's always going to be like a lot more prop firm reviews and prop firm related information. And then the vlogs channel is a bit more like of just the day in the life. And in the day in the life, we basically got quite a lot of things we can share with you, how we're building the FPT channel, how my trading goes, and how my life goes as an overall, which apparently you guys like to watch. And just a quick one, this is the new office. It's kind of crazy how far we've come. We've got the whiteboard, we've got all the books up there, the Alex Monopoly, which means quite cool things to us as well. We've got the sea view over there, which is the marina, which I can't see to zoom in. Now I can zoom in all the way, just change the lens, but that's the sea view. So we pay for it. It's like a little gap, and it's currently the sea view. And then we have a sofa, and this sofa is basically what I like to kind of just chill on, relax, read. I've got my one screen set up at the moment, and then just my cupboards full of snacks and all other things. So I'm going to go into a screen recording in a minute to show you over the 7 days what had happened. But next week I will be taking you guys a lot more of the day in the life of every single day as a day to day, as opposed to this week. This week has just been so crazy because we just started off and I just got back into Dubai and it was my birthday. So I'm just going to do a bit of a story time, screen telling, and also showing you the accounts as an overall as well. Yeah, right now this is one of the accounts here, which is set through, and then let me just log into the other account now. That's the Hollow Prime account. This is the Funding Pips account. This is the Funding Pips account here, minus the 300. Do you know what? I should be able to share the account. So here's the Funding Pips account here, and then I'll just show you. I'll log into the other ones. I won't show my personal account, and here is the Hollow Prime account, which is here. Dan Chang, Hollow Prime account. And that's where we're at with the current accounts as an overall. Now, it's quite simple. This week will be a very short one for week 1, but Day 1, day 2, day 3, there was no trades. Day 4, day 5, day 6. Day 4, there was the trade. Day 5, day 6, day 7, no trades. Day 4, there was a trade where I logged as a missed trade, which I'll go through on Telegram. And day 6 and day 7 was Saturday and Sunday, so there was no trades. Day 1, I was just getting back into it. I just landed back in Dubai. It was so crazy that I landed in Dubai. I got my days mixed up on TikTok. Days 2, I was just looking at the markets. There were no trades. But what I'm going to do now is we'll go onto the screen recording and I'll show you those trades as an overall. I'm also going to explain to you like each day what I actually did a little bit on those days, just to kind of tell you a little more of like how a lifestyle of a trader really works when you're really trying to make it happen. Okay, so welcome to the breakdown off of the 7 days of the first week off of the trading challenge. It's really cool because it just shows you that just a little bit is more than enough, and realistically most of this actual first week is going to be showing and telling you guys actually about how I haven't really been trading, which sounds kind of backwards, right? Like this whole 50k challenge and everything about trading is, oh, we should be trading. But one of the most important things is knowing when to trade and when not to trade. Now I've taken a little bit of a break from trading, so this was my first week back, and though it was my first week back, one of the big things of coming back after a long break from trading, take it slow, because when you come back into the trading you can basically go and overtrade and absolutely kill it, and what would happen is it would give you a sense of euphoria and also give you a sense of confidence and overconfidence in your trading, which really isn't realistic. So that's why I've had that in the past where I've come into this, I've traded really well, and then I just have that expectation for the rest of the year where realistically it isn't realistic. So it's important to kind of take it slow. So let's start with day 1. Day 1, I was actually on my way back. I've been, if you did or didn't know, I've been back and forth from Dubai and Hong Kong, and we have had some work in Hong Kong, which is why I'm based out there a lot more. And obviously on the new vlogs channel in a month's time, I'll be doing a lot more vlogs, just how I integrate trading in my life, how I travel so much, and my life in Hong Kong, because we can film in Hong Kong. But I've just got back into Dubai on the 1st of June. So the first thing I did on that day was pretty much just kind of catch up with where we were with the accounts. I set myself up on the accounts as well. So everything I had has been updated on Twitter and also updated on Telegram, and I'm going to be using Telegram and my trading journal as a reference today to show you everything as an overall. So on the first day we had no real trades, new month ready to start. Episode 2 was then released on day 2, which gives you my blueprint, what I'm actually doing in this whole challenge, the whole plan that I have as an overall, what's going to happen in the next 4 to 6 weeks, a strategy breakdown, and the prop firm challenges that I am trading with. Alongside with here, I ended up starting just to look into the charts. So here we can see on gold, I was basically having a slight bias. I think that it could potentially push onto the lower time frame. On higher time frame, this was looking higher high, and I also did this on my week 1, which is here on the gold chart. On the 4-hour chart, what I liked is that it did look like it could push onto the higher part, and it did break above a high, but overall on the 4 hours it looked like it is going to respect the 4-hour moving average on a lower trend. So what's really interesting about this, and what's really cool about this actually as well, is that you end up seeing some confirmations. So gold looked really good to push onto the upside on the lower time frame. However, the 4-hour time frame was against. And the great thing about this on day number 3 is that it was exactly a beautiful call. And this is why market analysis is key. Market analysis is when you really have an understanding of the direction off of the market you are trading. Now, I would say realistically, most good traders can call the market 70 to 80%. It's the trading that is the hard bit. It's the trading, it's the execution, is to be okay. You can be right on the direction and still wrong on the trade. Does that make sense? So I could say, yes, it's going to come lower, but I could get the entry wrong, my stop loss could be wrong, I could be faked out, I could be liquidity hunted. There is just so much to it that we really don't know, which is what makes the trading part incredibly difficult. So on day 3 was really nice because what happened was DAX, there really wasn't much going on. There was pullbacks, and then I just wrote some notes on them. But gold was the main thing I was focusing on, seeing that we had a respect off of the moving average. It shows again the higher time frame is over the lower time frame. And then on the 50k summary, that's exactly what I wrote. I said a big reminder here is that on the higher time frame, we will always put over the lower time frame because higher time frames will be respected sooner or later. being patient right now. Being patient is part of trading. Get set up with the super attractives, and not only that as well, just make sure that I'm trading within my time zones and not outside my time zone overall. On day number 4, I ended up having a first rep, and then not only did I have a first rep, I decided to take my first trade. On the first trade, actually had my first rep on day 3, sorry, and drew that in, and it looked like a continuation, which it ran through. But then we had our first trade, which was looking for a push onto the downside. I was looking at this trade right here. And this trade was basically, we had our first push onto the downside. Not only did we have a push onto the downside, we also had the 4 hours in correlation. So we had 4 hours in correlation. We had yesterday, which was day 3, the 3rd of June. This was actually the 4th of June. Yeah, there we go, on the 4th of June. And this is why the journal is great, because on day 3 is actually when I had the trade. So it shows that I got it wrong, because this is on the journal as of the 3rd, and I thought I had it on the 4th, but it was actually the 3rd I ended up taking the trade, and it actually correlates with the journals, which I'll show you in a minute as well. So on the 3rd of June, what we had was the 4 hours of pushing onto the downside. I believe that we could break the Tokyo low and then come to retest this area down here. Now, the key way that I trade is always understanding that we have our 2 zones where price is going to trade between. Now, my strategy is simply put, I look for point A to point B where I understand a direction. And from here, I look for a condition and a confluence to have an entry requirement for my trade. And that is what trading is. And what that is what we call a pattern A. So I had my first try, which was a sell and a continuation at 112 my time. It was within my time frame, it was within my trading time. There was a moving average, the rivers were in favor, the moving average was in favor. The only objection was that we were trading on the Tokyo low, which could act as a base support. So there was a rough support here, a push onto the upside, and then it had a continuation. So what happened was this ended up pushing up to the upside. It ended up retesting these previous. It didn't test this previous high here at 4468, but it did come up just above where my zone is, and then took me out on my first trade, which then resulted me to having a loss of $654 on account number 1, which was my funding pips account. Now, I haven't got the other 2 just yet. I've bought them and I'll have them setting up as an overall, but after I buy them from there, I will also I'll cut that out. So that's the update as my overall on the funding pips account. So then we had a second account and the second trade. And the second trade we had was it rejected and then had a nice liquidity push and momentum push where I wanted to join the momentum to continue and push to have the exact same trade idea. So this is what I was explaining about direction, right? I was right on the direction. I was just wrong on the execution on the first trade. Now, this is the cool thing. Realistically, as an overall, when I hit this trade and this hit take profit, this is the coolest thing I want to share before even breaking the trade down, is that I'm minus 1R here, plus 3R here. So in total, I am up 2R. What that means is I'm up 2% on that return. If it's 1% for 2%. But the cool thing about this is I'm minus 1% on one account and I'm up 3% on another account. And that is one of the biggest powers of rotation. This is free game and it's probably got to be the best series on YouTube to learn how to be trading with prop firms, especially if you have a consistent profitable strategy. You use this towards your edge, you build up your prop firm capital, and then you migrate it into your own personal account and trade from your personal account moving forward. So I ended up having exactly the same trade with the momentum, a continuation onto the downside, and exactly the same trade setup as I did with my first one. This is the same trade, but just all it is it was called a second try. A second try being that the case, this ended up hitting and take profit, and then my hollow camera pound is up $1,719, which is around 3.4R as an overall return, which is great accumulative profits. And now all I'm doing is realistically, I only need another 3.2K. So 2 more trades or 3 more trades, and that's their account pass. It just goes to show how incredibly quick that can go. So then on Telegram, we had shared this as well, the day charts breakdowns, the trade breakdowns as an overall. I've also shared it here, the full live trades at the time of opening the trades as well. And then obviously I was updating it whilst I was in the gym, the accounts and the power of rotations, the days, and then updating. And then on day 4, I was a bit busy over work and also trying to finish off work before I spent my birthday on Friday. So therefore I just did a repetition. This repetition, I do not know the result, so we can go and check that in together right now. So basically I had put a long position, which would be the 4th of June, but looking at that huge sell-off, it probably would stop loss. So it goes to show that this trade was wrong. Now this trade was wrong. I would go back back and review it and just see, was the trade a good trade? Was it a trade that didn't work out? Regardless, just because a trade is a loss doesn't mean it was wrong. Because look at that, the momentum was high, continuation onto the upside, broke out on Tokyo high, and we was making higher highs on the overall DAX. So it could just be a trade that resulted in a loss, but what we still call an A+ setup. So that's pretty much it. And then on the 5th of June, which I'm going to share with you, is my birthday. And my birthday was super cool. And my birthday is the power of trading. And it really reminded me of why trading is so great. I took this day off, and then day 6, day 7 was Saturday and Sunday. And today we're recording on Sunday, sorry. Today is the 7th of June at 4:24. So we're going to try our best to get this video out for you guys tomorrow. So that being said, you know, realistically, trading changed my life. And it's so cool to be understanding I'm up $1,000 in 1 week. That's more than enough. Yes, I make a lot more than that now, but this is exactly what to show you is that is more than enough. Imagine if you're up 1,000, okay, let's just say it's one account, minus 600 and you're plus 1,700, you're up 1.1k. If that's done for the month, you're up $1,100. That is enough money. Like, I'm here to make this series to let everyone be reminded that this is more than enough. We don't need to taste all of these big numbers. Of course, they will come in time. And of course, they are great for the trading careers and our trading professionals. And who doesn't like a 6-figure trade? You know, it's really changed my life. However, you have to start off small. I've had one of the best birthdays of my life, and I will share that with you guys a little bit later on. But as for now, I wanted to end this video and keep it short and sweet with you guys. On my first week of trading this 50k challenge. And remember to like, share and subscribe. If you want to follow the full journey, don't forget to join Telegram, and also sharing on Twitter and also on YouTube. But YouTube is going to be the main ones. This one's a week behind, but you get to see the full breakdowns. Telegram is the fastest updates, and on TikTok as well. These two areas is where you get the instant updates a lot quicker. And if you want to get the worksheet and everything like that, that is also in the description free below. I mean, I've planned for 4 to 6 weeks to pass this challenge, but do you know what? If this continues, I could pass Hollow Prime next week or the week after, which will be 3rd weeks, and then get payout on the 4th week. So it kind of could in tandem work pretty fast. I'm trading with Hollow Prime and Funding Pips, so if you do want to get a challenge with them, Funding Pips is 20% off, code WChampFX, and Hollow Prime is also code WChampFX for 30% off if you want to join me on these challenges, or you can get any challenge that you are looking for using code FPT with my funded prop review website, which I really want to work on after I finish this challenge. Welcome to my week 1 off of my trading 50k challenge live in front of you guys, non-stop and documenting this journey to show you that a 50k prop firm account is more than enough to set you free when it comes to trading. And it's not to guarantee the millions or you're gonna make this obscure number. It's the fact that if you can do it once, you can do it again. There are so many reasons why a 50k challenge is great. There are so many reasons why a 50k challenge can start you off. If you could do with a 50k, it's not just a 5k where you make $500 or whatever it may be. On a 50k challenge with $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $5,000, any of those amounts are possible on a 50k challenge. On top of that, that type of payout is life-changing. Now, I say life-changing, it doesn't mean you're going to suddenly retire and have millions in the bank, but what it means is that that's your first taste of success. $1,000 can pay you for a trip. $1,000 could get you out of debt. $1,000 could potentially buy you a new phone. $1,000 does multiple things that actually make that taste of the payout really significant. Not $100, $200, but over $1,000 to $2,000. And this is obtainable with a 50k challenge. Now, why do I promote that so much? Because that's what is at home for me. When I came into the prop firm space, I had to start all over again and basically try to do these challenges and trade within these rules and parameters. And I kept failing after challenge after challenge. So then I stripped it all back with a 50k where the numbers were not too big, yet not too small, but made a difference in my life. So in today's video, I'm going to be going over the week 1 off of my 50k challenge. And in this 50k challenge, I was using Hollow Prime, and I'm going to show you the first 7 days of what happened with Hollow Prime. But let's get to the screen. So right guys, before we start, I just want to quickly say, if you do want to cop your challenge with Hollow Prime, it's code WChampFX for 30% off. They have had zero denaros and actually been the first actual prop firm to be audited by an external Big Four company, Deloitte, to verify that their payouts have been going out. Not only that as well, all of their payouts are on average within 1 hour, and they have had the fastest payout within 3 minutes and 52 seconds, which is kind of crazy, because how do you even just request a payout? Someone just sits there, doesn't even risk check anything, and just like boom, pays you out. So if you do want to cop that, discount code below and WChampFX. Now let's get to the screen. So if you guys want to watch, episode 1 is basically a little bit of a breakdown of how I'm doing the challenge. Episode 2 is a full blueprint, and then here we have our vlog, which is a video showing the whole day 1 to 7. Now I basically have journaled this all the way from day 1 to day 2. We're using 2 companies, so it's Funding Pips and Hollow Prime, but in this video we're going to be talking about Hollow Prime only. These are the 3 accounts that I was using for Hollow Prime. Now on day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6, day 7, I am going to walk through it, but you can see in this week I only traded 1 time on 1 account. And the beautiful factor is I was able to take 2 trades, which is 2 tries, and 1 account had a loss and 1 account had a win. So in this instance, Hollow Prime, I'm actually up around 3.2 R, and that R multiple is regulated by the $500. If I'm risking anywhere between $500 to $700, $500 would equate to 1 R, which is what the risk I am putting on the table per trade. And in this example, I'm up over 1,500, which is 3, and then there's another 125 on top, which is 225 on top, sorry. So it's about roughly a 3.2 or a 3.4 R, around there as an overall. Now here I've documented the whole week. Now I've just recovered on the 1st of June. So when it came to day 1, I pretty much just came to the market and there was not much to it. I was sick, I didn't do too much, I was just kind of catching up. I was launching the new episode, trying to catch back up into the markets and trading, and also catch up with this YouTube series. Then came into day 2, where I really actually did look at the markets. I came in and did a top-down analysis, and on that top-down analysis, what I had found is that in the lower time frames, which you can see I've written down on gold, and we're going to focus on gold as opposed to DAX, because I wrote some notes on DAX, but there was nothing on DAX and I didn't trade DAX for a while. But basically gold had looked pushed up on the upside on the lower time frame. So on this right hand side here, this is a 10-minute chart, and on this 10-minute chart we had pushed all the way up and traded above this red dotted line. This red dotted line is known as the Asian high, so therefore it's traded above Asian high. It also looked like it could continue, but one of the biggest red flags for me was this 4-hour time frame. So on the 4-hour time frame we were against this red moving average, which is a resistance. So I have a bit of a contradicting analysis. On my 10 minutes it looks like it's going up, and on the 4 hours it looks like it's going down. And even on this, you can see on the time frame I had wrote that the higher time frames would be respected. And what's crazy is I came in on day 3 and exactly that happened. So on day 3, what had happened on gold is that during that Asian session we had a rejection of the moving average that I called. Not only did we have a rejection off of that moving average, the 10-minute then became in favor, and it was beautiful. Literally wrote that up yesterday, that the 4 hour would be respected and that it would trade below the moving average, and shows again higher time frames is over the lower time frames. And that's what I wrote on the summary here, that a big reminder here is that the higher time frames will be respected, and the higher time frames are more important than the lower time frames. Right now it's all about being patient and following the setups, and look for the super attractive ones where most things are aligned and work in my favor. So that was day 3, and then on day 3 this is where we took our first trade. Now here we had a rejection, we had a pattern A, we had a 4 hours moving average, time frames in favor, rivers in favor, and it looked like a continuation. I always look for objections when it comes to trading. And what does objection mean? Is that if you have a playbook and you have these basically these catalysts, it's like, well, I need this, and this to execute my trade. What is also not in my favor in this trade? And in this scenario there was a Tokyo low. A Tokyo low therefore becomes a support. Also there is a moving average that was not fully in favor at the time. So we ended up taking our first trade, and then our first trade ended up being a stop loss. And what was crazy about that is it literally hit that stop loss, pulled all the way up, and then continued all the way down for a second try. So if I actually go to the markets and show you, if we go all the way back, is that the first day 10 minutes we looked all the way up, pushed onto the downside. Then here is the exact trade, and you can see these trades look really nice. Why? Well, we had our first leg and this momentum down here, which you can see on this bit here, the 3rd of June. We pulled all the way back and we had a retest here. Not only do we retest, it looks like a continuation onto the downside, and plus these moving averages here are being respected. So we then ended up taking a second try where the stop loss is exactly exactly in the same position. And then we're looking for a take profit just above this previous support where we had drawn that a previous low had been tested earlier that morning. Now, what I'm looking for is that literally every areas I look for trading and areas to be traded, and then you are trading within that gap, trading within those zones, and you're looking to get it filled. Now, what you'll see in some of these other videos is you'll see I like to look for these fills, and these fills basically mean the movement has happened and it's pulled back. We're just trying to see that refill it or follow that same momentum, and that basically resulted in one loss and one take profit. Now, I actually really wanted to show you the overall dashboard for it, but here I couldn't even show because this one's in a loss in the account, but that's giving you a little bit of a sneak preview. That's the week after, because I'm filming this the week after. But because I'm already trading and it's affected the dashboard a bit, this is what happened of the previous week. So here you can see it's at 1,719. If I can fast forward it a little bit, it's just scroll down. Do I scroll down? Yeah, there we go. It's on Wednesday there. You can see where that trade is. There's a 3.5R, so 34% on that win rate. And then I'll give you a sneak little preview. This is the current account right now, where this week we ended up having a bit of a loss. So we're actually back down minus 3R on this trade, and the account is only up $177. However, there's the sneak preview, but there's a lot more to it that I'm going to explain in week number 2. So if you do want to make sure, follow this challenge and this 50K challenge that I'm going to break down with you. I'm actually sharing this is all on Telegram, so all the day ones that I've shown you is actually matched with the dates here on June on Telegram. Not only that as well, I have actually got this all on Twitter, which is dated and backed for you guys to go and watch this journal completely for free and to follow me with this as well. What's cool about this is it's reminded me how to trade. What's cool about this is it's reminded me the basics of trading as well, and what's cool about this is to see how far I've actually come as a trader overall. So if you want to follow this challenge, don't forget the link in the description to follow the guide, and on Telegram, TikTok or X, whatever socials you prefer. More importantly, don't forget to use code WChampFX when you go get your Hollow Prime challenge. That is the company I'm trading with after I ended up getting banned by FTMO, and they're actually banning everyone left, right and center. Hollow Prime and a select few others are the only prop firms that I am looking to trade with and trading with. I believe that Hollow Prime are going to pay me out. I believe that Hollow Prime, if they do ever put restrictions on me, they will not be unfair. And more importantly, it's a company that at least I can see in the near future that I'll be trading to get accumulative payouts over a period of time. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys are enjoying these series, and it will be lovely to know what you guys have learned, because I'm just sharing as much value and as game as possible. And all I'm asking is if you could please do like, comment, subscribe, more importantly share this video so more people see this series, so we can get this video to 100k. I just lost $650 on week 1 with trading with funding pips. Now I'm in this series at the moment to trade with funding pips the whole way through off of this 50k challenge to show you how I trade these challenges. Now previously I found that when I was doing just my own trading, like 2.5 million funding and just getting these kind of crazy payouts from 100k to 200k payouts, is not really that relatable. Hence why I wanted to strip everything back and make a series of something that I would have actually really loved to see. And it's something more quote unquote realistic. Now I believe in shooting for the stars, and then in that you will obviously achieve great heights, but you must have stepping stones in order to chase these dreams. So a 50k challenge is more than enough, because it is more than enough in terms of the payouts that you can make. A 10% is 5k. That is a lot of money. Even at 80% profit split, $4,000 can pay for 2, 3, 4 months rent depending where you are, has groceries, and it could give you 3 months of breathing space. More importantly, let's just say you go for a small amount, $1,000, $2,000 is still life changing. Not the fact that you've won the lottery, you can buy a Lamborghini, but you could buy a phone and you could use that phone to make more work. You could buy more books, you could get yourself out of debt. There is a lot that can do. Whereas a 5k or a 10k challenge, having $200 and $500, yes, that's kind of good, but it's not really life changing. And also the amount of work that it takes to get that $500, I'd rather get a job and just kind of work my hours until I can get a 50k account. So in this video, I am going to break down the funding pips off of week 1. I have shared all the way transparent transparently from day 0 all the way to day 8, which is the first week off of my full challenge. Now I'm using two companies with this. Number one is Funding Pips, number two is Hollow Prime. In this video, I am going to be breaking down all of Funding Pips. Funding Pips is literally the number one prop firm in the space right now. They've overtaken FTMO with $250 million worth of payouts. More importantly, I feel confident that they are going to pay me out. So if you do want to go and copy a challenge and you want to join this journey as well, they have given us a 20% discount code, which is code WChampFX. You can see in the link in the description below to go and use that to go and get your Funding Pips challenge. Plus it helps support us. So let's get started to the video. Okay, so here we pretty much have our challenge, and on episode 1 we're pretty much breaking down how the challenge is going to work and why I believe a 50k challenge is more than enough. And then on episode 2, this gives you the full blueprint guide on how this 50k challenge is going to work. And then on the first one, which is a vlog, this video shows completely in day 1 to day 7 what had happened. Now here is my trading plan and here is the trading summary. And on my Funding Pips account on week 1, we are actually down $649. The other two accounts are still sitting at 50k and we only traded 1 day out of them. And a quick summary off of this was on the 1st of June, there was literally nothing to be done because I was still recovering and I came back to Dubai. Day number 2, I was just getting back into the markets. And if you want to see a full breakdown, you can see that in the vlog and also in the Hollow Prime video where I've done all the trades and I did all the trade breakdowns. And then in day number 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8, I ended up sitting on my hands. So in those videos I did a breakdown. In this video I want to talk about the power of sitting down before I go on to the 1 day trade and breaking down that trade and why I made a loss. One of the comments I got is, I thought you were a full-time trader, shouldn't you be trading every day? And the answer is yes, but no. The answer is I'm aware of the markets every single day, but it doesn't mean I trade every day. Because if there's not an opportunity, why am I shooting my shot? More importantly, this is the hardest lesson that I had to learn, was why am I putting my money at risk when it's not necessary? And it's just not because I want to be in the market or for the sake of just trading or for the sake of just trading, I guess, is that I should really be focusing on something that I read in a book called The One Good Trade. And in The One Good Trade by Mike Bellafor, who runs S&P Capital, a prop firm, and this is an institutional prop firm, is that you're only looking for these OQS. And these OQS basically mean only quality setups. So in this video, what I would say to you is, imagine if you just focused on only good quality setups for the next 30 trades. So your 30 trades that you're going to take, these are just, it doesn't matter about how many, doesn't matter if it takes 2 months, doesn't matter if it's 3 months, 1 month, 2 weeks. But if you focus on the next 30 days and you are only going to trade the quality setups, what would the outcome be? Arguably, even if you were to lose money, you would still be happy with the process because you know you are taking only quality setups. These are A+ setups, these are trades that we should be looking for, and these are things that we should be focusing. Just the same thing as life. Just because I sit in the gym for 12 hours doesn't mean my physique is going to look well. I need to rest, I need to recover, I need to eat. Then when I go to the gym, I'm going to emphasize in that 1 hour to train the best that I can so that all my muscle fatigue is, and I come back next day stronger, tearing them out, build them at a better foundation. Does that make sense? I hope that does. So realistically, this whole week was sitting on my hands, and if you want to watch the full vlog and just kind of day in the life, you can do that. I do want to add some more gym videos in there, but like it's quite hard to film in Dubai as an overall. So this is the account. So we were down minus $654 on the first week. This is a bit of a snippet into week 2. We're currently on the 10th of June when I'm filming this, and we were down 924 on the current trade from there. But I'll break down the second trade on week 2. I'm trying to catch up with the filming on week 1 at the moment. So realistically, these were the 2 trades. This one hit take profit, hit this one hit stop loss, but we was looking at a moving averages rejection from here, and then we basically broke Tokyo low. And as I like to draw my zones, I look between these true zones here, meaning that what I've identified is this is a resistance. I'm looking for price to retest this low. I just want to get my entry and my trade in the meet in the middle. This is what I look for constantly, day in and day out. This is what I look for the past 12 years, and realistically this worked. It's just in this example it didn't work as an overall for that trade. Now I've documented this all the way through so you can see on day 1, day 2, and all the dates on 3rd of June when I post them all. I've also posted it all on Twitter for you to go and follow as well, so you can see here I missed the trade on day 4. This one was the trade was minus 1R. Here's the other trade where it's the breaking down all the updates, day 2, and then also the blueprint guide. So there's just been a full documentations and a thread for you to follow. There's a video format from that, and then also more importantly, this is the text format I am writing up for myself, for my own journal, and also for my students to go and see. So remember, trading isn't necessarily you sitting at the desk and trading every hour and every minute of the day. It's sitting on your hands and waiting for the OQS. And I hope that this series is teaching you something, and I hope you're excited. I'd love to know how long you guys would think that it would take me to get funded with 50k, either of the companies that I'm looking to trade with. But if you do want to copy your challenge and support the channel, it's funding pips. It's code WChampFX, link in the description below. And I look forward to seeing you in week number 2, where we break down. Actually, I've got a lot more progress on week 2, but I've also got some losses on some other accounts. I mean, you saw there are losses on there, so it's not really like a secret, but yeah, it's going to be an interesting week 2. I think week 2 is really going to set me up for week 3, and then potentially the overall update of where we're going with the accounts. There's a lot going on because I'm also moving houses. I'm also doing a penthouse tour, and we also have the vlogs channels launching as well, and just showing you guys so much more. If you want to see the blueprint, link in the description below. If you want to watch the full videos on YouTube, if you want to copy your discounted challenges with the prop firms, it's code WChampFX. And more importantly, I appreciate every single one of you guys watching and subscribing to this YouTube channel. Please do share this with your friends, and let's grow this series, and let's see what happens. Champ out. Peace.
Fantasize land of the soon to be fans of the samurai. Smile why I got the panorama.